Afternoon, I'm catching up with London Scottish Community Development Manager Ross Peacock, following what's been a busy start to 2015 for Ross and the community team. Ross, I think you're now in nearly 50 schools in the Richmond Borough and surrounding areas. It's Rugby World Cup year. Do you sense excitement within all the schools when you're going in coaching them this year ahead of the tournament which starts in September?
Yeah, I think so. I think given where we are, location of the ground, we're in a fantastic area for the Rugby World Cup. So there's a big buzz in all the schools we work in, primary, secondary, which helps us. Kids are more enthusiastic about rugby, teachers are more enthusiastic about rugby, so it makes our job a lot more easier. And therefore I think we see increased numbers down at the athletic ground on Saturday to watch the professional boys play. So yeah, it helps us a lot.
And if the home nations did well, I guess, in September in the World Cup, that could maybe attract even more kids down to London Scottish going forward as well.
Yeah, you'd like to think so. I think given, again, the location of the ground from Twickenham, I think if England do well, if Scotland do well, if the home nations do well, which I hope we would, and I think everyone hopes that we will do and we will perform, I think it does help us. And again, there'll be a knock-on effect of that come 2016 and next season. Again, it will further help kind of engage young people in the game of rugby.
Now, as I said, it's been a busy start to the year for you and your community team. I was with you at Fielding School in Ealing last week. You're also down at Falcon School for girls last week as well. Talk to us about what you've been doing at the schools this year.
It's been about another busy year, an increase in schools again, which is good. I think you mentioned at the start we're in 50 schools. We were in 42 last year. We've looked to increase that number up to 50 this year. But we work with a number of schools. As you said, you were with us at Fielding last week, last Tuesday, and then also joined us for Falcons Girls on Thursday as well. So we work with a variety of schools, not only in the Richmond Borough, in surrounding boroughs. So Richmond is our main one, again, given the location of the ground. But we break into Ealing, Kingston, and other boroughs as well, Hounslow Borough, and work with those guys. So what we do with those schools is very much up to the school, what they want, what they need. So we're there to support them in whatever way they need us. But again, up at Fielding, we just had an after-school club running, which we had 64 kids taking part in, which is massive and great for the game of rugby again as well. But then the Falcons Girls schools, they wanted curriculum time rugby as well, so we did some rugby during their PE lessons. So it just very much differs and depends on what the school needs or wants.
And you've got a decent community team now. I know Ross Donegan, who's part of the pro team set up at the club, he's been injured for most of the season, but he's been helping you out as well as other guys.
Yeah, we've got a good community team in. We've got Ross Donegan, as you said, who's first team professional, which helps. It's always good having a professional rugby player there. And then we have other boys from the academy. We've got Cameron Lee, who's the academy captain, Clark Smith, who plays for the academy, and Tom Foster as well, and another chap, Ben Murphy. So we've got a good coaching team, and the boys are all good boys, and yeah, they help me out a lot. So it's good.
And you had the half-term rugby camp in February, and also we've got the Easter camp to look forward to as well. The camps are going well? Yeah,
camps are going really well. It's just a good way to kind of conclude curricular or extracurricular time. Obviously we work in half-term blocks, so we work for six-week blocks. So it's always good to have a rugby camp in the half-term to kind of tie everything together and bring everything back, and indeed get guys down to the rugby club as well to see what we're all about here at London Scottish. So it's good. But we had the February rugby camp, and obviously in the February half term, which we had good numbers on. We had about 35 plus kids on that, which was nice. And we've got the forthcoming Easter camp, which is running in a couple of weeks' time in the Easter half term, which we're hoping to get similar numbers on, and that's the last camp of this season, before we're going into pre-season and looking forward to next season as well.
Another thing you've been heavily involved with is the development of the girls section at London Scottish, which is really thriving this season. Tell us a bit about that. And the girls section, I know, had a Canadian school down this weekend as well.
Yeah, girls section is going extremely well. I took over the reins there halfway through last season, so Christmas last season. We had a big challenge ahead of us, and we had about 6 or 7 girls there, and it was kind of we were against the ropes, so it was kind of a big struggle. But we've got there. We've got a good coaching team in place now, with other volunteers helping, and we're up to a good number of girls as well. We're up to about 20 girls. We have more than that on our mailing list, but we see around 15 to 20 on a Sunday. From under 13 all the way through to under 18, so we've got a good variety of age as well, and of course we're trying to boost that given the work that we're doing in the schools as well. TAS Rugby, which is a Canadian Toons team we had over this weekend, international fixture for the girls, so it was fantastic. They brought over under 15s and under 18s, so we did a bit of a training coaching clinic in the morning, which all the girls rotated round, mixed ability, mixed age groups, and then we split into an under 15 game that we played 15 minutes each way, and an under 18 game, which was London Scottish versus TAS. So it was nice for the girls to get a little bit of international exposure as well, and then we all got in the bar at the end of the game and watched the rugby, so it was a fantastic weekend.
Good stuff. And just finally, Game Changers kids are playing a London Scottish team this Friday at 5:30 before the pro team take on Doncaster at 7:45. You're busy trying to get a London Scottish team together for that?
Yeah, we're trying to pull what we're going to call the London Scottish Select team. A few players from London Scottish, but then other players from local schools that we're working in, so local secondary schools that we're working in, to play the Game Changer squad. So I think we're looking like we're there. We're using pupils from Isleworth and Science School, and also St Mark's School as well, who we work with. So I think they're going to provide about 5-10 pupils each, so we can field the London Scottish Select squad against what will be the Game Changer squad. So that's this Friday night before Doncaster. So 5:30, so it'll be good if you are come down to the Doncaster game. It'll be good for the guys and anyone who wants to support us to come down and watch the Game Changers game before we kick off on, I think, 7:30 it is.
7:45. I remember last year the Game Changers against London Scottish match was an absolute belter. I think it was a draw at the end, so hopefully it'll be another good game. Ross, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Andy. Cheers.